What's going on YouTube, and welcome back once again to the channel. And we are now less than a week away to Super Bowl 57, and I can't wait. Obviously last week we had a wild week of conference championship games. The Eagles topped the 49ers and the Chiefs outlasted the Bengals. A heck of a weekend last week. And yesterday was the Pro Bowl games. That was pretty interesting and fun to watch. Yeah, I'm going to be giving my Super Bowl 57 preview in this video. It's the Philadelphia Eagles taking on my Kansas City Chiefs, and I am so fired up for this game. So let's open it up. Let's get going here. So, looking at different matchups in this game, obviously Chiefs are a little banged up at wide receiver. Miko Hardman is doubtful to play in this game, and Juju Smith-Schuster and Kadarius Toney are expected to play, so those guys will be back. So the Chiefs will have no problem at receiver, even though they will be missing a key guy like Miko Hardman. They've been without Miko Hardman for pretty much the whole season, so it's nothing new there. So the Chiefs are not going to be undermanned at receiver. Now, going back to the conference games, the Eagles, got a little bit fortunate with what happened to the 49ers, all those injuries to the quarterbacks. I think that game could have been a lot different if things would have gone a little bit differently for the 49ers. Chiefs were obviously in a scrum with the Bengals. And this leads me to my first point. The Chiefs are a battle-tested team this year. They've had to win some tough, gritty games, and I think that serves you really well, especially now in the Super Bowl. The Eagles are a team, I don't think they've been battle tested. We haven't seen them in too many tight, close games. We have, but not too many. And we definitely haven't seen them playing from behind very often. And, this leads me to Jalen Hurts. If this game gets into a tight game, which I believe it will be, what will Jalen Hurts be? Can Jalen Hurts put this team on his back and deliver the big throws down after down? Because we have not seen him do it yet. And I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts can't. I'm not saying Jalen Hurts, if he's going to fold, if he has to do it. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying we just don't know. We don't know, and it's kind of impossible to know until we see him in that situation. Will he get it done or will he not? It's impossible to know. So I don't think I think that is a major question mark with the Eagles. I think it's going to be critical for who gets a lead early in this game. Can the Chiefs build a 10-0 lead? Can the Eagles build a 10-0 lead? If the Eagles build a 10-0 lead, or somewhere around there, they get to rush Mahomes a little bit more, Chiefs playing from behind. If the Chiefs get the lead, the Eagles may, be less inclined to sticking with their RPO offense, and they may start spreading it out a little bit more. So I just think that this game, the winner of this game, very well, in my opinion, most likely, more than ever, will be the team that takes the early lead, which usually that's how it goes, but really, I think that factor really plays in this game. Who takes that early first quarter lead? Because it will define the tone of the whole game. So it's going to be interesting. Can Jalen Hurts do it? We know Patrick Mahomes can do it. He did it in the AFC Championship, and he's been doing it his whole career. He's now 10-3 in the playoffs. Obviously, these are two very physical teams. You got probably the best pass protection offensive line in the NFL in the Chiefs, and then the best run offensive line in the NFL in the Eagles. But if you look at the Chiefs offensive line versus the Eagles defensive line, I think the Chiefs are going to struggle to run the football, because the Bengals, they weren't able to run the ball against the Bengals, and the Bengals don't even have that good of a front seven. I believe Mahomes led the team in rushing. They really couldn't get much going in the running game, so I don't see why it's going to be any different against the Eagles. When it comes to the pass protection, the Eagles had maybe the best pass rush in the NFL. Last time the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, they were going up against that year, the league's top pass rush that season. And obviously it didn't go well, but obviously this time they got the offensive line to combat it. So it's going to be a very interesting redemption. I think the Chiefs would rather have it any other way. Face a team with an elite pass rush in the Super Bowl and redeem themselves for what happened a couple years ago. Eagles will definitely get pressure on Mahomes, but I do think the Chiefs' offensive line will be able to limit them. But of course, the Eagles have a lot of guys on that pass rush. You know, you got Fletcher Cox, the veteran. You got the rookie Jordan Davis. You brought in Ndamukong Suh. Then Hassan Reddick just had the greatest season of his career. It's going to be very tough to be able to block these guys, but I think the Chiefs will be able to slow them down, unlike other teams. And if you look at it from the other side of the ball, the Chiefs have had a very good run defense this year. Eagles love to run the ball. The Eagles are going to run the ball regardless, but I do think the Chiefs need to be able to slow them down in this game and watch Jalen Hurts in his with his RPO and read options. The one concerning matchup here for the Chiefs is, can they guard A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith? Now, these Chief rookie corners played extraordinary against the Bengals. They were facing maybe the top receiving core in the NFL and really held their own. Got 2 picks on Joe Burrow, in fact. Eagles receiving core I would not say is as good. And to add to it, A.J. Brown, the Eagles' top receiver, through the 2 playoff games, doesn't even have 100 yards. He has not been much of a factor, and the Chiefs need to figure out a way to keep it that way. But then they also got to look out for Devontae Smith, so very important there. Obviously, another interesting storyline in this game is it's the Andy Reid Bowl. Andy Reid facing his former team now in the Super Bowl. He has faced off with them 3 times since he's left them, and he's 3-0 against them. First one was in 2013, second one 2017, and the other one was last year. You know, obviously this is probably going to be the toughest one yet. And then the other thing is the Travis Kelce Bowl, the 2 Kelce brothers facing off. Second time ever that 2 brothers face off in a Super Bowl, but it's the first time ever where, you know, it's 2 players facing off and that they're brothers, because the only other time it was the 2 head coaches. But Travis Kelce versus Jason Kelce, and that's going to be pretty funny and interesting to see too. So there's a couple of connections here between these 2 teams. And speaking of Andy Reid, you know, this is going to be already the 4th Super Bowl that he has coached in. Currently he's 1-2, and hopefully he can get it to 2-2. But it's going to be a fun game, no doubt. And I think it's going to be a pretty even game of offense and defense. I don't see it being a shootout or even a defensive battle, somewhere in between, a standard score. And I'm going to pick my Chiefs to win it and be the Super Bowl champions. I got my score prediction is 27-24. It's going to be a fun one, and I cannot wait. Comment down below your predictions. And other than that, I'll see you guys next time.